Hey there everyone, this is Darby with RiverBendSurvival again. I've been busy for the last week or two doing a number of other things, so I haven't been making any videos. However, that hasn't stopped my work in the bushcrafting, camping, etc. This video is going to be about a couple of modifications that I made, some to my bag and one to a hat of all things. I'm sorry, two to my hat. None of these ideas are mine. I've seen them on other places. I've seen people that had it done already. I actually looked at some videos, and to be honest with you, I don't remember whose videos. I looked at so many on the subject. Just understand I'm not stealing the credit for somebody else's idea. Other people designed these changes. With the exception of one, I have not seen anybody else that's done it. It may be out there, but I didn't look it up. It's an idea that I came up with on my own. But even it was led to by somebody else's video. The two subjects for today, like I said, are going to be my pack, which you all see at the beginning of the video, and I think it's at the end of some of the videos. This is known as the Italian mountain bag. Like most people that I've seen that talked about it, who knows what it really is. All we know is that it's Italian. I see varying opinions of what it was made for, when it was made, how it was used. I'm hoping someday somebody from the Italian army will get online, see these videos, and set us all straight on it. The other item is going to be my hat. You see me wear it in most videos. I'm not wearing it today because it's going to be in the video. Let me get the camera reset here, and we'll do the pack first. And I'll show you some things that I've done to it that have just made a great pack outstanding. Be right back with you. Okay, this is the backpack that I use. I use it for about, I don't know, 95% or so of the trips that I take. I love this pack. I looked for a long time to find one that met the specifications of this pack, the size, the strength. I just love it. It's not the only pack I use, though. There's two other packs I use from time to time. And they're okay packs, and they're great for the use I use them for. But this is my go-to pack. What I'm getting ready to talk about right now is not a review of the pack, even though I'm sitting here talking about how great it is. There were some shortcomings to this pack. There are some reasons that people don't particularly like this pack. The number one reason being is how small it is. Give me just a second. Take 5 minutes to get the camera moved and forget to grab the tape measure. As you can see here, it's about 16 inches wide and about 14.5 inches long, tall. At its widest, and this bag right now is full, right now it's 5.5 inches deep. So it is a small pack. A lot of people refer to it as a day pack. With the way I pack it, with the way I go camping, with the way I do stuff, this is the pack. One of my packs is probably 4 or 5 times bigger than this. I just like this one a lot better for my use. Normally there's a hatchet that sits right inside of here that you see on the picture at the beginning or the end of the videos. However, there were some shortcomings to this pack. The first thing being, the straps that came with it were very small. I don't know what the deal is with that. They were nice straps. They were just really small, did not have a lot of padding on it, and they just wouldn't fit me. I'm a fairly large guy, so I had already researched it and found out about that problem. So before the pack even came, I ordered it online, and before it even came in, I already had a set of Alice pack straps. They strap right on. You cut one little piece off of the other ones, and this hooks right up to the same D-rings. You get the full padding of the Alice pack straps. You get the strength of it, the adjustability. It's a huge improvement on this pack. The second problem that a lot of people, including myself, had with it, let's see if I can get it in camera here, this stuff out of the way, was these straps on the bottom. As you can see, and this one is actually an inch shorter than when I bought it. Once you loop it through and connect it even at the bare minimum, you are talking incredibly small. My fist fills it up. I don't know what their original use for it was. I just know that for backpacking purposes, bushcrafting purposes, etc., it's useless. I saw a lot of people come up with a lot of different ways to fix it, including some that just simply tied a piece of paracord into a knot down here and ran it around and used the same loops again. I think any way that you fix it that you're going to feel safe with it and it secures your load to the bottom is fine. The change that I did to mine was I went to Academy. I bought this set of web straps. There's 2 of them come in the pack made by Timber Creek. They're 1-inch straps, I think. Here, let me turn around so I can read. Yeah, they're 1 inch by 48 inches. Now, obviously, I didn't need 48 inches of strapping on each side. They come with a buckle on them. And what I like about it a lot, let me move around to the side here, is when I went to go put mine on, I don't know how well the camera's picking it up because I can't see the screen from over here. When I went to go put them on, I just cut off the metal tab at the end of the originals. And I'll show you that here in just a second. Hook the strap on and I'm done. All I cut off of it when I got it was this. It's just a little metal tab with 2 rivets or something through it that was protecting the end of the old one. So now, and I cut the black straps down. Like I said, nobody that I know of needs 48 inches of strap on the bottom of their pack. I don't know what you would carry that would be that big. But you can see I can't pull it off. And then because it's 1-inch strapping, of course you're going to have to heat the ends again to seal them back up. Now I have plenty of strapping to put anything under here that I want, including my wool blanket, which is the main purpose here. On mine, I left these the full length and I just fold them over in half like that, because if I ever did need one bigger, it figures every time I do a video the phone's going to start. I'll be back in just a second. Okay, I'm back now. So to finish that up, by doing this it gives me plenty of room to attach anything that I need securely. Nothing's going to happen to it, nothing's going to fall off of it. Now, the third change that I did to this actually came from, excuse me, the third change that I did to this actually came from an idea that I saw on one of Dave Canterbury's videos. In his video, it was one of the short ones that he put out a couple of weeks ago that was talking about he figured out a new way to store his sail needles, stitch needles, sewing needles, all those things so that they're out of the way. The gist of the video was inside the packs that he sells, in the front compartment, in the main compartment, there's a hanging bag that hangs down with a zipper on top to store stuff in. And what he does with it is he flips that out and sticks the needles through the back so that they're not going to poke you, and you always know where they're at. I thought that was a great idea. The problem is this pack doesn't have any inside flat pockets, which led me to thinking I'd like to have some inside flat pockets, or a inside flat pocket, which then me always overdoing everything, I said, well, I want 2 pockets. So what I did was I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought 2 cheap canvas bags. I don't know what they use them for there. They have a little hand strap that comes off. I got one that's bigger, that's the entire width of the bag. And like I said, this bag is full right now except for food. You can see that when they're installed, they're completely out of the way. When I put my needles on it, I can flip it over like he does, put my needles on the back, flip it back, and it's gone. two things about this change. I put a smaller one on the front because the flap that goes over it is rubberized and coated so it keeps everything, the water out. But I didn't want any chance of water getting to the edge of the bag, and the big one would have ended out here. So the smaller ones end in here, keeping it dry. What I did with this one though on the outside is I sprayed it with Scotchgard to waterproof it. When I pour water on this one, I'm not going to do it right now, but when I pour water on it, it just runs right off. It beads up and runs off, it doesn't soak in. It took me about 2 days to figure out the best way to attach these. And what I finally came up with, let me get the stuff out of here. What I finally came up with, I will zoom in here, give me just a second because this is probably going to jump around some. What I wound up doing, it's probably going to show better on the inside one. What I wound up doing to attach these two bags is I took a leather strap, I just cut a leather strap, I put it through the leather, through the bag, which I'd already pre-popped holes in. Then I went through the bag and into the other pouch on the outside. These things are not going anywhere. If you can see, right here, there's grommets on the outside, on the inside around this bag right here, and here's actually a better view of what I used. There's a set of grommets. Back out some. There was a matching set of these on this side, and there was a paracord deal that laced through it so you could cinch up the top. I've never cinched the top. So I did not drill any holes in the bag itself. I used the 4 existing holes that was on this side. Marked my leather, punched it. Then I took the leather, put it on inside the bags, marked the bags, punched it. Then I just took regular leather rivets and set them through there and put it together. Now I have the inside and outside bag. The outside one, like I said, I sprayed down with Scotchgard to make it waterproof, make the water bead off of it. But 99.9% of the time, it's under this flap and no water's going to get to it. These pouches hold quite a bit, and it keeps a lot of stuff out of my way that's in the bottom of the bag. Keeps a lot of stuff where I don't have to dig around through bigger bags looking for it. That one doesn't actually go in there. All that goes in there is my signal mirror, a little emergency flashlight, my compass, and that way they're always right where I need them at. The inside one has my knife, my sharpening stone, some little tips, and my sewing kit. All fits right inside of it. It's just what I did with it. It seems to have helped a lot. It has definitely changed the performance of the bag. The 3 items, changing the straps, changing the straps on the bottom for hooking stuff to the bottom of the bag, and then adding these 2 pouches has made all the difference in the world. I hope it helps you out. Let me get the camera reset and I'll show you what I did with my hat. This is the hat that I wear all the time. It's also the hat you see in the videos. To be honest with you, I can't tell you what brand it is anymore. The tag's long since been gone. You can see from the color of it and how it's changing over time. I've had it for many years. I love this hat. Keeps the sun off my head down here. But it's always had 2 drawbacks to it. One, it is a sponge when it rains. Now luckily it doesn't rain very much down here, so that's never been a huge concern. However, I just got back from that trip to Tennessee and it rained just about the whole time. I wore the hat because it was better than wearing nothing. but it definitely kept no rain off my head. I had a steady stream of it flowing across my head. The second problem with these type of hats is, over time when you wear them, they start to stretch out because it's just cloth. And it had actually gotten to the point where it was just about too big to wear anymore. And I was wearing it kind of cocked back on my head to try to tighten it up. That's fine. I saw a video, and in that video the guy was showing how to do this. Let me see if I can get it in the light and on camera. Putting paracord around the outside of a boonie hat was the actual video. This hat has the same kind of little ties around it, just not as wide. They're real narrow. So I took his idea and wrapped this hat, and it now has 40 foot of braided paracord on it that I can take off in the back here. Just pull this out and take off however much I need, then tuck it back in and leave the rest on there. It is attached to the hat. It's not coming off. I think it's a pretty cool way to carry 40 foot of paracord. And then what I found out by mistake was, when I did this, the paracord, you can see, probably kind of tightens up into the hat because you're pulling it tight all the time. What that wound up doing was making my hat fit me correctly again. So the real way to look at it is, you have an adjustable headband that also doubles as 40 foot of spare paracord to have with you. It doesn't add any weight to the hat really. I mean, 40 foot of paracord weighs what 40 foot of paracord weighs, but on a hat it's not a big deal. To take care of the second problem, and this leads back to what I did with the pocket on the outside of my pack, waterproofing. I saw a guy in Britain who took regular Scotchgard for fabric, treated different materials with it, and made the fabric waterproof. And when I say waterproof, you're not going to set it down in a river for an hour and pull it out and nothing's going to be wet. But I'll show you here as best I can. When I pour water on this hat now that was a sponge, the water just beads off. Let me see if I can get adjusted in here and there we go. Maybe too tight. So now I take the brim of my hat, I pour water on it, and it runs right off. Same thing on the top up here. I pour water on it, it just shoots off. Nothing is sticking to that hat. It's just running right off. I just don't know how much better something can work than that. It'd probably be better if I got the water to fall into the pan instead of all over my table. Tap it once, any water beads that are left on it are gone, and the hat's back to being dry and usable. Like I said, you're not gonna want to go through a hurricane with a hat like this, and there are certain spots. It took 2 coats. I actually think I did 3 coats on it. There are certain spots that do better than others. The brim part up here, it does really well. Some spots in here, and I think it has more to do with the lacing in it, don't do as well. Like, as a matter of fact, where I just poured it here, there's a little spot right here that's wet, but the inside sprayed too, and you can see nothing came through it. I did the inside and out, 3 treatments with it, and I have played with it out in the sprinkler. I poured water on it like this. I put it in the sink and run water over it. I have no complaints about it. Anything was better than the way it was, but I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference on it. As I stated at the beginning of this video, none of these ideas were mine. The putting the pockets on the bag, I haven't seen that anywhere else, but it could very well exist. I don't know. I don't have unlimited time to search around on the internet. I'm hoping that some of these ideas will help people that may have a similar problem with an item of theirs, or lead them to an idea of their own, an offshoot like I did with Canterbury's video. Anything that we learn is just something that helps us along the way. So I hope this helps somebody. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.